Dover was a disaster, not just because of the chaos on the track, but because it pulled back the curtain on just how messy things have gotten in the NASCAR garage. This wasn't a one-off fluke. This was a powder keg waiting for a spark, and Dover lit the fuse. Every feud, every frustrated radio call, every passive-aggressive tweet. This was the race where it all came out into the open. There's tension in the air, and you can feel it in every pit lane, every restart, every single team meeting. This wasn't a normal Sunday. This was a warning shot. And the message? No one is safe from the drama. Not rookies, not legends, not even team owners. So buckle up, because if Dover was this wild, what happens when the stakes get even higher? And no, we're not just talking about the rain delays, the double overtime chaos, or the wrecks that stacked up like dominoes. We're talking about something deeper, something that has drivers furious, fans confused, and NASCAR standing right in the middle of a brewing storm. This wasn't just a race, it was a battlefield. Kyle Busch lit the first match, and then all hell broke loose. If you use the mirror camera, you don't get a spotter. Pick one. That's what Kyle Busch said after Dover, standing firm in the media room like a man daring someone to challenge him. Let me explain. The next-gen car introduced a rear-facing camera. Sounds useful, right? But in the high-speed world of NASCAR, where split-second moves win or lose races, that little camera has become a game-changer. And not everyone's happy about it. Drivers now use the camera to track exactly where their rivals are behind them. That means more aggressive blocks, more mirror driving, and fewer chances for someone to make a clean pass. Busch thinks it's too much help. He says it's unfair, and if you want to use it, fine. But then you shouldn't be allowed to use your spotter, the person who talks to you from above and helps guide you through the race. Pick one, says Busch, not both. And guess what? Dale Earnhardt Jr. agrees. Yep, he jumped on social media, backing Busch's take. Now we've got legends questioning NASCAR's rules, and the fan base split right down the middle. Is it driver skill, or just driver surveillance? But while Busch was fuming about cameras, another battle was breaking out on track. Ross Chastain found himself in the middle of it again. First, he tangled with Daniel Suarez, his own teammate, at Sonoma. Said he misjudged the braking zone, wrecked him by accident. Suarez wasn't buying it, and neither were the fans. And just when things cooled down, Chastain goes and brushes fenders with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. at Dover. Not smart, because Stenhouse doesn't forget, he doesn't forgive, and he's not afraid to throw hands. Chastain's own spotter warned him mid-race, "Don't mess with him, he's already 2 laps down." Translation, Stenhouse has nothing to lose and everything to hit. Luckily, it didn't come to blows, this time. But the tension, you could cut it with a pit gun. Now stack that drama on top of the Denny Hamlin situation, and you've got a full-blown NASCAR scandal soup. Hamlin's day at Dover should have been a celebration. He won, again, earned his 58th career Cup win. Did it in double overtime, beat his own teammates, fended off Chase Briscoe. But he wasn't smiling, because Ty Dillon, yes, Ty Dillon, was in his way, literally. Hamlin tried to lap him, couldn't do it, and Hamlin let it rip on the radio. "I'm just burning my stuff up with this idiot. He's cutting me off, running me in the dirt." That's what Denny said, on national radio, live, during the race. It's not just anger, it's personal. And it doesn't stop there. Hamlin's team, 2311 Racing, is facing major pressure. No charters for next year. Tyler Reddick, his top driver, might walk. And when asked about it in Dover, Hamlin said nothing. No comment. So while Hamlin wins the race, he might be losing the war. This is the kind of week that splits a sport in half. Rear-view cameras, angry spotters, silent owners, and drivers ready to throw fists. And that was just Sunday. Let's talk about what happened after the storm. Literally. The skies opened up, Dover went dark, and for over an hour, drivers sat in their cars, soaked in adrenaline, watching raindrops erase their rhythm. But when the rain stopped, the real downpour began. Only 8 laps to go when they fired the engines back up. Tires were old, the track was fresh, and every driver knew it was now or never. Tyler Reddick and Chase Briscoe made the bold move, Pit for fresh rubber, risky, brave, and for Briscoe, almost genius. Because on the restart, things got ugly. Christopher Bell, fast all day, sharp on the restart, went side by side with Hamlin. They were battling for the lead when Bell lost control exiting turn 4. Spin, caution, chaos. William Byron and Noah Gragson slammed into each other trying to avoid Bell. Multiple cars caught in the storm. And just like that, overtime was upon us. The first attempt? Blown. On the next restart, Briscoe made his move. From 4th to 2nd in just a few corners, he tapped Hamlin, got door to door. It was the perfect setup for an underdog win. One of the most dramatic finishes of the year. Until it wasn't, because Hamlin, cool under fire, pulled away. Just enough, just in time. And Briscoe, stuck chasing shadows. The veteran held on, scoring his 4th win of the year. But the story doesn't end with a checkered flag. No, it ends with something stranger. Tie versus tie. As part of NASCAR's in-season challenge, a tournament with $1 million on the line, Ty Gibbs and Ty Dillon are now the final two. Yes, that Ty Dillon. The same guy Hamlin called out mid-race. The same guy who made headlines just for being in the way. And now he's racing for $1 million prize. You couldn't write this better if you tried. So where does that leave us? With a sport on edge, a field full of grudges, rules under fire, spotters warning drivers like Secret Service agents, cameras causing chaos, and an owner-driver trying to win races while his team might fall apart. This is the storm Dover left behind. Now it's your turn. Should rear-view cameras be banned? Was Chastain reckless, or just racing hard? And does Hamlin have too much power in NASCAR? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because if Dover proved anything, it's that in NASCAR, the real race is the one happening off the track. But let's not pretend this is all just about equipment, strategy, or one-off comments. This is about a sport at a crossroads, caught between old-school grit and new-school tech, between unspoken codes and public chaos. Dover didn't just raise eyebrows, it raised alarms. If Ty Dillon can go from backmarker to million-dollar contender, and Kyle Busch is calling out the rulebook mid-weekend, then what else is bubbling under the surface? What happens when spotters become silencers? When teammates turn on each other? When the veterans get fed up and the young guns stop playing nice? Dover exposed the cracks. And if NASCAR doesn't seal them soon, the whole foundation could start to shake. So what do you think? Who's right? Busch or the system? Is Chastain just misunderstood or a magnet for mess? And is Hamlin quietly building a NASCAR empire? Or is he one blow-up away from losing it all? Let the firestorm begin in the comments. Because one thing's clear, this isn't over. Not by a long shot.